You're listening to On Air with Jezza. I'm Jeremy Spake, and if I'm honest, I am slightly excited because the team have actually relented and are allowing me to have a special programme dedicated to the music of the 1980s, which was absolutely my decade. And the music was amazing, and I'm just slightly worried that some of the tunes I choose may not float your boat, but hopefully one or two of them will. Let's get started as we mean to go on with a stonking song. All you need to do is relax.
But shoot it in the right direction. Making it your intention. Live those dreams, scheme those schemes. Gotta hit me with those laser beams. Laser
Unbelievably, that sound takes us all the way back to November 1983. Was it really 40 years ago that Frankie Goes to Hollywood first released it as a single? Ouch. That long ago. The track, believe it or not, struggled in the UK charts to start with, and it wasn't until the band appeared on the BBC's Top of the Pop show in January of '84 that it became a hit. Radio 1 DJ Mike Reed, yep, do you remember him? Well, he refused to play the track on account of the distasteful record sleeve and very dubious lyrics, which the band maintained at the time were being misheard by all of us. I'll let you decide if this is plausible. The BBC went on to ban the record, which caused it to go straight to number 1 in the charts, where it sat for 5 weeks. Elsewhere, in January '84, the USA re-established full diplomatic relations with the Vatican City. If I'm honest, I didn't know they'd broken them off, so I'm going to do a little bit more research on that one after the show. And the Southeast Asian state of Brunei gained full independence from the United Kingdom. Steve Jobs, yes, of Apple fame, launched his first ever Apple Macintosh computer. I wonder if he knew at the time he would be creating a global super brand. It's been suggested that he chose the logo of an apple with a bite taken out of it as a homage to the mathematician and computer scientist Alan Turing, who of course was one of the unsung code-breaking heroes of World War II. Can you remember what you were doing in 1984? I had a year of secondary school to finish and was already thinking about a career in aviation. I fell in love with aviation at the tender age of 12 and still to this day love the buzz of commercial flying. Before plumping for a career in aviation, I toyed with the idea of being a war correspondent, but watching K80 reporting from various conflicts around the world, I decided it would be safer to look after the travelling public, although on reflection I'm not so sure. Anyway, enough of all of that, time for another track, and for this one we're jumping all the way back to 1982. Here's Dexy's Midnight Runners with Come On Eileen.
Say
thanks to Dexy's Midnight Runners for their 1982 hit Come On Eileen, which hopefully brought some happy memories flooding back to those of you listening who, like me, were enjoying their impressionable teen years during the 80s. Who remembers the enigmatic Freddie Laker, whose trailblazing Laker Airways sadly went bust in February of 1982? Freddie was a true pioneer whose vision paved the way for low-cost flying across the Atlantic. I recall a colleague recounting a story of when she worked for Laker as a stewardess. She was super excited to get her uniform, which some will recall looked like a business suit with a bowler-style hat. Black with red. It was very smart indeed. Well, not long after she started flying, there was an emergency incident requiring all the passengers and crew to evacuate the aircraft using the emergency slides. Terrifying experience, as you can imagine. It transpired that the material used for the smart attire was somewhat flammable when exerted to sudden and rapid friction with rubber. So you can imagine the scene, can't you? Going down the slide with a friction and flammable fabric. It must have been terrible. Whilst management sourced a new fabric, staff were issued with a memo instructing them to remove skirts and trousers if an emergency evacuation was required. I'm not sure whether this is a tale of fact or fiction, but it certainly made me smile. Thankfully, the new fabric was introduced before any further need of any evacuations. In the same year, April 82, the Argentinians decided it was time to stake their claim on what they call the Malvinas Islands, which of course you and I know as the Falklands. The invasion marked a revival of popularity for Maggie Thatcher, who in almost Churchill-esque fashion was determined that Argentine President General Galtieri would return to Buenos Aires wishing he'd never started a fight with the British. As we know, the Argentinians were eventually defeated and General Galtieri fell from grace and found himself being incarcerated. Helmut Kohl, bless him, he was a superman, wasn't he? He replaced Helmut Schmidt as the Chancellor of the Federal Republic of Germany, and he remained in office until 1998. During his tenure, of course, he witnessed the fall of the Berlin Wall and the reunification of Germany, but more of that in a bit. To take us there, this sound seems most appropriate, and I think my Air Force mate from the Czech Republic, Air Marshal Slarchik, would approve, as this band is one of his all-time favourites.
We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teacher, leave them kids alone. Hey, teacher, leave them kids alone.
The quick-witted and sharp amongst you will know that Pink Floyd's Another Brick in the Wall album was released in November of '79, so strictly speaking shouldn't necessarily be included in the 80s show. However, before you go shouting at your iPad, your phones and your computers to tell me I've made a mistake, the single, taken from the album of the same name, became a #1 hit on the 22nd of March 1980. So that, by my reckoning, is an 80s hit, and I don't care what anybody else says. 1980 was also the year that Moscow hosted the Summer Olympics, which was boycotted by a number of nations because of the invasion of Afghanistan by the Soviet Union on Christmas Eve 1979. 5 years later, of course, the forward-thinking Mikhail Gorbachev became the General Secretary of the Communist Party and leader of the Soviet Union, and through his programs of glasnost and perestroika would start the events that ended the Cold War. The Cold War made more sense than what we've currently got, I guess. Members of the Irish Republican Army, being held at the Maze prison in Belfast, went on hunger strike and demanded to be recognised as political prisoners. At the same time, Lech Wałęsa, founder of Poland's Solidarity, managed to get the communist government in Poland to recognise his important trade group. Lech, of course, would eventually become president of Poland in 1990, showing that determination prevails if you remember to let the other side blink first. Speaking of presidents, 1980 was the year that Ronald Reagan, yes, good old Ronald Reagan, actor extraordinaire, won the election in the US, making him the 40th president of the United States of America. He would take up office in 1981, and during his time at the helm, he would declare war on the drug lords of South America, most notably Pablo Escobar, described as the king of cocaine. Some saw him in Colombia as the Robin Hood of his time. I'm not so sure that he took from the rich and gave to the poor, judging by his ranch, zoo and rich lifestyle. At one point, him and his henchmen were burying hundreds of thousands of dollars a day in cash as they'd run out of places to stash it. Ironically, the ground rotted a fair bit of it. Serves him right. The next track fast forwards us to 1987 and spent 5 weeks in the #1 slot. Here's to Pow with China in Your Hand.
It was a theme she had on a scheme he had, told in a foreign land, to take life on earth to the second birth, and the man was in command. It was a flight on the wings of a young girl's dreams that flew too far away. Don't push too far, your dreams are China in your hand. Don't wish too hard because they may come true, and you can't help them. You don't know what you might have set up
British Airways' Like to Power was a hit in 1987 when it was privatised. Who remembers the ads encouraging the people of the UK to become shareholders in the national airline? The sale was made possible when Lord King, chairman, and Colin Marshall, chief executive of the flag carrier, persuaded the government of the day to absorb The Dead of Concord from its books. And that was a big chunk of money, let me tell you. The company at the time was a world leader, and the combination of King and Marshall was the stuff of legend. Colin would often join frontline staff to keep his hand in and really understand what was happening at the coalface. At the time, this was somewhat revolutionary for the boss to go back to the floor. Today we even make TV programmes about it in the form of Undercover Boss. In the same year, sadly, the MS Herald of Free Enterprise, operated by Townsend Thoresen, sank off the coast of Zeebrugge, having sailed without closing her bow doors fully. One of my dad's best friends was an engineer with the ferry company at the time, and I can remember him worrying about his mate's well-being. In a twist of fate, he had swapped shifts with a colleague and had the day off when the accident occurred. The incident itself resulted in changes to maritime rules, requiring vessels to fully secure their bow and stern doors before leaving harbour. The late Queen opened the driverless Docklands Railway in the July of 1987. If you've never travelled on the DLR, you should. It takes you to some great locations in East London, both north and south of the River Thames, to include Woolwich and of course Stratford, where the 2012 London Olympics were held. I'm jumping about a bit with my years, so apologies if this is making you a bit dizzy, but no tribute to the 80s would be complete without this particular song, in my humble opinion. This track became a hit in the UK in 1981, and I absolutely loved it at the time and can recall playing it over and over again, much to the annoyance of my sister.
She's a model and she's looking good. I'd like to take her home, that's understood.
During the 80s, there were three things that stood out for me personally. First of which was leaving school and heading off into the big wide world. I decided I wanted to go to work rather than pursue further education, as a life in the travel industry beckoned, and so off I went in search of my dream job in aviation, which I'll no doubt share the story of with you in a future episode of the show. As we know, every day is a school day, so I did go back to study at university and juggled university life with full-time job at Aeroflot, which coincided with my very first appearance in airport back in the 90s. Really, the 90s. It's incredible where the years have gone, and I'm sure there's a special show in there somewhere. The other events that stood out for me occurred on the 26th of April 1986 and the 9th of November 1989. Any guesses as to the events? Well, the first was the nuclear reactor accident at Chernobyl, the effects of which are still being felt to this day. It seems strange to think that people now go to Chernobyl and the nearby town of Pripyat as tourists, albeit on a small scale. Pripyat is an eerie sight and acts as a salient reminder of the effects an accident of this type can have on us all. But one event in particular for me stood out above all others, and that was the symbolic falling of the Berlin Wall on the 9th of November 1989, when East and West Germans worked together to bring the 96.3 miles of wall keeping the citizens of the GDR from those of the Federal Republic down. I remember the events as hundreds of Trabants, known as Honeckers Jaguars. You know those little plastic cars? Now be careful, folks, don't dish them, because yours truly does have one in his garage. Well, they poured through the Brandenburg Gate in their thousands, and I can remember it as though it was yesterday, and can honestly say that I was in shock for a few days afterwards, as at the start of the decade, the collapse of communism seemed truly unthinkable. But as the new decade was about to start, Erich Honecker and his cronies, under pressure from Mikhail Gorbachev, gave the citizens of the Warsaw Pact hope of a brighter future. I myself believed that we were witnessing the start of something truly amazing, and that the world might finally be able to find a peaceful way of cohabiting without the need for aggression. How wrong was I? Don't forget that you can enjoy my video podcast Boarding Now via YouTube, Spotify and Vimeo. The latest episode is now available and includes a Cold War item in this month's staycation. You can find the show via my website at jeremyspake.com.
Well,
A Sort of Homecoming by U2 from their 1984 album The Unforgettable Fire, which I will confess is the first album I ever owned, thanks to my dear sister, who was and is, like me, a big U2 fan. In fact, their music has been with me along my life journey, and I'm sincerely hoping that there's one or two more fantastic tracks to come from the band in the years to come. Now, if you'd like me to play your favourite tune, or you'd like something dedicated to a loved one in a future episode of On Air with Jezza, all you need to do is visit jeremyspake.com, go to the contacts page where you'll find a form that you can fill in and send your request through to me. Now, it has to be said, the 1980s was a decade full of amazing sound, so trying to find one to play at the end of the show is very, very difficult. But I've decided I'm going to play a tune dedicated to my mum, who absolutely loved this particular track and in fact drove the entire household mad with it for months after it first released. This one's for you, Mum. I hope you enjoy it.
Gonna get up, gonna get up, gonna get up. Gonna get up, gonna get up, gonna get up. And time won't take my love away.
This has been On Air with Jezza. I've been Jeremy Spake. You've been amazing, and I look forward to being with you again very soon. In the meantime, do take great care of yourselves, stay safe, and if you're away on holiday, enjoy yourselves. See you soon. The show is produced by Jeremy Spake Productions and is sponsored by Transform, the travel industry consultancy where creative thinking thrives.